What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I want to show you a really cool and powerful sword build that you can make during the season of the arrivals, and it involves a new mod from the Drifter. So key thing here is make sure you visit the Prismatic Recaster every day because there are some mods that are on a daily rotation. Whenever you see this one called Lucent Blade available, make sure you pick it up. This will make your swords way more powerful. It's a brand new mod for this season. Now it does cost 3 mod components, so if for whatever reason you don't have enough, I will link a video in the description on how to farm mod components. That way you can buy this and any mod that he sells throughout the season. So let's take a look at Lucent Blade and why is it so good. This is a chest piece mod and it is an arc mod, so make sure you have an arc chest piece, and it does cost 4 energy. Now the cool thing with this is while you're charged with light, dealing damage with a sword gives you bonus sword damage for 5 seconds. That will consume the stack of light, but you're going to increase your damage output way more. The cool thing with this too is there's a secondary perk, so if you have another arc mod equipped, you're going to have greatly increased charge rate for your sword. So the nice thing here is Sword Reserves is an arc mod. That's going to pair very nicely with Lucent Blade. I will make some follow-up videos to this on how good this build is. Things like soloing Whisper, soloing 0 Hour, I'll make those videos just in case you guys have not gotten those activities done and you want to get Outbreak perfected or Whisper of the Worm. I'll make solo guides on that using sword builds because this is a pretty insane DPS. You can pretty much melt bosses with it. So look out for those videos if you don't have those activities done. So Lucent Blade is going to give you more sword damage from the main perk, and then the fact that you can use the heavy attack more from the greatly increased charge rate, your damage is going to skyrocket with this. So the key thing is going to be making sure that you have high enough resilience to withstand the boss attack. We're going to head over to the Tribute Hall and we're going to see this in action, but it would be wonderful if you could somehow pair the Lucent Blade with the mod from last season, Passive Guard. We can only hope that maybe Banshee will sell that. But for now, let's go over to the Tribute Hall. We'll try this out in practice. We'll see exactly how good this is and why I think it's such a fun build to use this season. Alright, so we made our way over to the Tribute Hall and we want to see exactly how good this new mod, Lucent Blade, really is. But to do that, we want to do damage with and without the mod to make a good comparison. I would recommend for your sword 2 things. First and foremost, this is very important, your sword should have Whirlwind Blade on it. This is a trait that basically for every strike you do, you have an increased amount of damage, and that stacks up to ×5. Once you're at Whirlwind Blade ×5, you're pretty much erasing most enemies. This is going to be an awesome thing to do for overall damage. Outside of that, you want to have a Masterwork sword. This is important because anytime your weapon is masterworked, you have a chance of making an Orb of Light. There's a number of ways to become charged with light, but the thing I recommend most, or the mod I recommend most, is called Taking Charge. This is a mod that costs 3 energy. Become charged with light by picking up Orbs of Light. Really simple, and if your weapon is masterworked and doing most of the killing, this will be making orbs. When you pick them up, you'll become charged, and that can feed into Lucent Blade. Again, Lucent Blade is only active when you're charged with light, so keep that in mind. You got to have a mod that makes you charge with light. For this video, I will actually be using a different mod called Empowered Finish, because here in the Tribute Hall it's much easier for me to become charged with light this way. But for the most part, I recommend taking charge over this. So let's jump right into it. We're going to go ahead here and beat up on this captain. Now I tested this out earlier without the Lucent Blade. At ×5, I was doing 16,455 once I got up to ×5. So that's a pretty good amount. We're doing a lot of damage here without the Lucent Blade, but that's mainly because of Whirlwind Blade ×5. I do have a boss spec on my sword, so that's going to give me a bit extra damage, but this is still a very good damage weapon here without this brand new perk. Let's see how it does with Lucent Blade. So we'll go ahead over here and we're going to beat up on this Acolyte. We'll use our finisher, and that's going to make us charge with light. And now, once we hit this captain one time, we will become keened. And it only lasts for 5 seconds, so we're going to go pretty quick here. But I tested this out too, and we did roughly 22,000 damage here. So we're going to beat this guy up really quick, get to ×5, and we were doing over 22,000 damage. So we went from 16,400 to over 22,000 damage for that final strike. An increase of roughly 30 to 35%. That is a tremendous difference when you talk about boss DPS with this Lucent Blade perk. And that's not even factoring in if you have another arc mod equipped, like Sword Reserves, which is going to work well, then you can also use the charge rate. It's going to allow you to use your R2 attack or your heavy attack way more often. So Lucent Blade with a whirlwind blade sword is going to do way more damage, and you'll melt most enemies in this game. The cool thing about this, and this is the last part for this video, your seasonal artifact actually has some mods that will complement this build out, or this loadout, really well too. So if you look at your Seed of Silver Wings, there is a mod, Enhanced Sword Scavenger. It only costs 1 energy, and you can equip that on your boots. Pretty much whenever you pick up a sword brick, you'll be getting a ton of ammo. So you'll always have ammo for your sword. You'll always be empowered here by having taken charge, and when your Lucent Blade is active, you will be melting most enemies. They will fall before you do. If you have some perks on like Concussive Dampener or Boss Resist, you can use this to circumvent the Snot mechanic and pretty much melt most yellow enemies, including some of the more difficult ones like are in Whisper or 0 Hour. Again, I'll make a follow-up to this. Guys, look out for those videos. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this mod, and let me know what you think the best build would be using Lucent Blade. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. See ya!